trying out the bikes, and then I'll talk about some of the, the routes that we have to do and how we ride on these sorts of tracks. Okay. So, look, the car follows us all day. Okay. So you can leave all your stuff in there, and then you just pick it up as and when you want. We've got the blue thing on the front on the far side there. Has got fresh water in it, okay, with lots of ice, so it's really nice and cold. Drink as much as you want. We've got water bottles for you as well, all right, so that's cool. This white thing here is a stretcher, okay. We've never had to use it, okay, and I don't want to have to use it today. But just so you know, it's there if need be. But like I said, I really hope it's gonna stay there all day.
For sure.
So listen, the main thing I guess for Kleber and me today, right, is that you guys have a really fun day on the bikes and that you stay safe, okay? So if I will probably waffle on about safety a bit too much, but if that means that you will have a good day and you get home at the end of the day and there's no bangs and scrapes, then I feel that I've sort of done my job. Okay, so sort of bear with me for that bit, but I really do tend to emphasise it because we are, as you can see, we're in the middle of nowhere. All right. So if you do fall off and hurt yourself badly, right, you're going to have to sit in this truck and bump over lots of bumpy roads to get to a hospital. All right. So again, I don't mean to scare you or anything, and I haven't been on any trips where there have been any bad problems, but I tend to sort of overemphasise the safety bit to start with. All right. So let's just talk about the safety gear. A helmet. We've got a pair of gloves. We've got elbow pads, and we've got knee pads, and then we've got a little rucksack there with a water bottle in it. Okay. So basically, with the helmet, they're all the same size, but they adjust on the inside. So just pick up one of those, and you want it so that it sort of, fits snugly on your head, but it's not too tight. And then make sure you can fit 2 fingers underneath here, underneath your chin. Okay. The knee pad, these elbow pads, they go on like this. Okay, and then you want them just sitting so that the bend is at your elbow. Okay, and then you can tighten them here if you need to. All right. That's that. What else? And then with these here, there'll be a little left and a right here. So then just put them on, and again, you want them so they're sitting just about up here, so that when you bend, they're sort of covering your knee. Okay.
Cool.
Then the gloves are various different sizes. Some are short fingers, and some are fingerless and some aren't. Just kind of mix and match between you. Yeah, and then in here there's a water bottle. It's half full at the moment already, but just top it up before we go. We recommend you keep it only half to 3/4 full, just because if it's hot, then the water gets really hot in there.
For sure.
But like I said, the van's following us really closely all the time, so we'll be able to top up, as and when you need it. Yeah?
Cool. Sounds good.
Any questions?
Nope.
Okay. Well, pick yourselves up each one of these. If you've got any questions about the helmets or whatever, then just come and ask me. And a few bits and bobs about the bikes. All right. If you've mountain biked a lot before, bear with me, but it's just worth going through all of this in a bit of detail. Okay. So today, well, these bikes basically they've all got front and rear suspension. Okay. So which basically means you'll just be able to go straight down any hill, over any boulders, and just point the bike, and you'll be able to go wherever you want. All right. We're mainly going downhill today, although there is a bit of cross country at the end as well. Okay. So I guess the most important thing really is the brakes. All right. So the rear brake is on the right. What we recommend is that you'll end up using the rear brake probably about 90% of the time. All right, today. And then the front brake here, you'll just use very lightly, just to feather the power, just as you're going into any corners. All right. But so really, I guess this here is going to be your friend today, if I can put it like that. Yeah. So any questions about the brakes?
Nope.
Cool. In terms of the gears, okay, all these bikes they've been set up so that they've got 2 cogs on the front. All right. Have we got any of the bigger ones?
Yes.
Yeah. So the grey ones, they do actually have 3 plates on the front, but they've only been set up so the smallest 2 will work. Okay, so that's on purpose, and you won't need that. That'll be fine for today. All right. So just so you know. Now we've got 10, and then there are 10 gears on the back here. Okay. As with the brakes, okay, the rear derailleur is operated using the right hand. Okay. So, and what you'll see is basically with if you use your your index finger here, okay, it'll go down onto the smaller cogs at the back, which makes it harder to pedal, okay? And then you use your thumb to go up, okay? And what you should be able to see is that as Kleber's keeping his hands turning at the same time, the back wheel will be going faster or slower, okay? So this is when you're going uphill, you'll want to have it on the bigger cogs at the back, okay? So, and then you just again use your index finger to bring it down onto the harder ones, okay? For the front, okay, for the front plates, what we recommend is that you have it on the big plate, the big one at the front here when you're going along the flat and downhill, and then on the smaller plate when you're climbing. All right, and we'll stop before any of the, if there's a big climb or a big descent, we'll stop and we'll make sure that everyone's got all their gears in the right sort of position.
Cool.
What we also sort of request and suggest is that when you have it on the smaller cog here at the front, you only have it on the bigger cogs here. So I'm actually being a bit naughty there. Okay, so you have it from the middle and then going up to the larger ones. And then equally when you're on the bigger plate on the front, you're from the middle and going down to the smaller ones. That'll stop. It stops you doing what's called cross chaining. Okay, so you've got your chains out of alignment, and it can break the chain and it'll pop off more easily. So it's just sort of good discipline. Also, it'll make a noise if it rubs on the front derailleur here. Okay, so it's just to keep it lined up. Let me just talk a bit about riding position as well. So as I said, we're mainly going downhill today. Okay, what we want when we're going downhill is that, see where my feet are, how they're at 50-50. All right, and the reason to have them there, okay, is that if you have one down at the bottom here and you hit a rock, you might, when you're going around a corner, you could easily hit a rock, okay, and then you're just going to get thrown off the front. Okay, so having them like this gives you the most clearance for any of the sort of territory that you're going to go over. And you'll see when we're going along that it's very bumpy and rutted, and there are boulders and all sorts of stuff. Okay. Next thing, just about how we want to be on the bike, I guess. So see how you've got natural suspension, okay, in your sort of shoulders and your elbows, and then in your knees as well. So you want to be like nice and relaxed like this, so that you've just got so that the bike and your hands can absorb any bumps as you go over. Okay, if you're rigid like this, okay, one, it's going to be really tiring because you're just too tight holding on, you're just going to get exhausted. And also then again, if you hit a bump, you can get thrown off, and you'll just, either get thrown off the back or off the front, and there's you're not sort of helping yourself to have that suspension going along. Okay. Then the other thing is if you're going really steep downhill, okay, then we need to have your weight as far back as you can. I mean, to the point even where you're pretty much, your bum's touching the rear wheel if it's really steep. Okay, and again, I mean, this is just sort of information for you to know as we're going along, but because we'll have time to reinforce that as we go. Yeah, awesome. Make sense?
Totally.
Cool. ¿Qué más? Sí, después. Okay, so guys, we've got each of your bikes here. They should have your name in a little piece of masking tape just there. Okay. So if you want to take a little 5-minute ride down the hill and then come back, or just along this bit here and then come back, practice with the gears, check the brakes are okay, and then when we're going on the flat or uphill, we'll have it higher. Okay, so you can get more power in your legs. And then we'll stop before we've got a big climb, but we're mainly going downhill to start off with, so you probably want it lower rather than higher. Okay. So that's that. In terms of how we're going to ride today, all right. The guide will always go at the front, okay, and what we want to do in order that everyone has the most fun possible is that if I feel someone's behind me and wants to speed up, I will go faster, all right? So that way the guys that want to go fast can go really fast. There's no obligation, okay, on anyone to speed up at that point, all right? The truck is following us as like the backstop all day, all right? So it's really important for me and for Kleber that everyone just goes at a pace they're comfortable with, all right? I can't emphasize that enough, because a good rider for me is always in control, and if you start going too fast and you're out of control, that's when accidents happen. So yeah, so please stay on the right. I'll be at the front, so I'll sort of lead us off. Please don't overtake me because you'll get lost, but I will speed up if I feel that someone wants to go faster. All right?
That's right.
In terms of some other little local safety things, okay, animals that we may or may not run into today, okay? So dogs, turkeys we've already seen, chickens, goats, horses, cows. That's sort of 6. We'll probably see at least 4 of those. With the chickens, okay, again, I'll be at the front, so probably I will have scared them off, but if you see any, then just wait for them to wait to decide which way they're going to go, because what often happens is you have the farmhouse on one side of the road and the chickens will be on the other, and their instinct might be to bolt for home and they'll go across with you. And apparently it did happen on one tour that we ended up beheading a chicken because it just went straight through here, okay? So the farmers obviously they don't mind, you just have to pay them, but it's just a bit embarrassing and also potentially risky for you guys. So if you see chickens, just slow down basically, and then you should be fine. With dogs, okay, again, we should be able to outrun them, but if you do need to, if you can't and you feel unsafe and you feel you want to stop, then that's fine. The best thing to do is if you stop, just have the bike as a physical barrier between you and the dog, okay? And if you go to pick up a rock, don't actually pick it up, but go to pick it up and then just do this, chuck it. The dog will run away because the locals do pick up stones and they do throw them at the dogs, okay? So the threat itself is enough, yeah. All right?
Sure.
Right, what else? Goats. Okay, this sounds ridiculous, but if I've covered it all off, then I sort of feel better about it. What happens with goats is that they're always tied up to a piece of string, okay? And again, so the stake might be on one side of the road and the goat might be on the other, all right? And if you come around the corner and scare it, it can run, and then the string will go tight, and then you'll have it here or across your chest, and again, you'll just go flying, okay? And obviously we don't want that to happen. So if you see a goat, again, just wait and just slow down and let it decide where it's going to go, and then 99 times out of 100 you'll be able to just run over the rope because it'll stay where it is. But if it does bolt off, then you need to be able to stop safely. If you see, basically just slow down and just give them a wider berth as you can, and you should be fine. The other thing is we might see kids walking back from school. Okay, so just again slow down, give them a wide berth. We might see some drunken farmers, so frankly if they're weaving all over the road there's not much you can do about it, but just watch out for those dudes. Sorry if it feels like I'm sort of scaring you with all these bad things that might happen, but now I've mentioned them, hopefully they won't, but if any of these things do happen, you sort of need to be aware of it. Okay?